Black Hornet Nano. As you can see by this video's picture, the Black Hornet Nano is nano. There's a reason it's called that. It's tiny. It's 6 inches lengthwise, only about 1 inch in height and diameter, and it weighs about 18 grams to be carried in a military context. And that's with the batteries in. It has the same weight as 3.5 sheets of A4 paper. Now that's ridiculously light, ridiculously small. And the reason it's so small is because that's, better in a military context. It's designed to perform forward reconnaissance by ground units, and that is why it's so small and lightweight. First off, its size, which, as I've said, it's 6 inches. It's sort of a miniature helicopter thing. It's about 6 inches and only 1 inch in height and diameter, meaning it can fit into pretty much any soldier's kit. And that's the same role of it being lightweight. It adds capability without detracting from the effectiveness or replacing other kit. Also, it being small means that it's practically silent when actually in operation. It has one sort of overhead rotor in the same way that a helicopter might, but the fact that it's practically silent and really difficult to see means it can provide information without getting destroyed and without getting spotted, which gives one the tactical advantage. It means forward information can be collected without people knowing you're in the area of operation. And of course, it not being destroyed is a huge benefit, because that means it can come back to you ready to be used another day. It's incredibly simple. It can operate for around 20 minutes or so before having to return, but it only takes 20 minutes to charge. Also, it's the simplest kit ever. It takes about 20 minutes for the average soldier to become fully trained with the Hornet. And it has huge value in ISR in general, in intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. And that's largely because of its 3 cameras. And those 3 cameras basically are comprised of one, which gives it a bird's eye view, looks sort of down on battlefield, meaning it can, get a little bit of altitude and get vision of what's behind stuff, I guess, without actually having to go there. Second, it can look ahead of the drone, and that's mainly for operation, that's mainly for travel, and one which is angled at about 45 degrees downwards from the drone, and that does look downwards as well. Now, this picture, the picture quality of the Black Hornet is really, really, really positive. The operator can basically see in high definition with the potential for night vision, which utilizes infrared. And that can be transmitted via data link over a mile away, which gives this tiny, tiny thing actual huge range for its size. The operator manages to control the Black Hornet Nano utilizing sort of a handheld terminal, a little remote controller, as it were, and it can see what the drone is seeing through that, either in infrared night vision or in basically HDR. Now, the use of this is actually quite large. A lot of people say, well, it's so small, it's not going to be able to go very high, can't get a very good bird's eye view. They say it can go a mile, that's fair enough, but how long does it take to get there? That's true, but it's, number one, obviously better than nothing, but 2, it is really, really useful even in those scenarios. It adds a huge deal without detracting because it's so tiny and easy to use. One can get full tactical information and situational overviews within the area of operation, and that's invaluable to soldiers. Being able to quickly and effectively collect ISR, to look for enemies, obstacles, check the status of other units if comms are severed, to check the impact of a strike, to peer round corners even, into rooms. There is CQB application for the Black Hornet Nano, and it generally makes stuff a lot safer, with no cost to the soldier in the field in regard to weight, in regard to size, really. And it means you can constantly have drone operation without having to launch a larger drone in itself, something like the Tarantula Hawk, which isn't going to be, the same. It's perhaps more expensive, more difficult to operate. You're not going to be able to use it so well for CQB. The idea of having a tiny drone actually really is quite important, and it means, as I've said, stuff can be done quickly. And I just thought I'd do a quick overview of it because I think it's pretty nifty. Anyway, all in all, I think it is rather nifty again, and these stats, the charge time will decrease as time goes on. The time it can operate will increase. Its travel speed will increase. Its altitude will be able to increase. And that gives, far, far better capability with something that has literally no detraction at all. So, perhaps a good idea for a Christmas present if you don't want to splurge on the full Reaper UAS. Hugely valuable, despite its small size. Don't underestimate it.